And you're asking, like, what do we do about?
Is you sign a contract with someone.
So real quick, before you did that, did you?
More than 30 years. I got my real estate license in the
And your origin story.
Is that he made an age joke the last time we were. I'm gonna use that Kuka.
You know, I'm a little more strict with what I'm looking at.
And real quick.
Yeah.
I have in all my questions I have, it's called a selfish question. Okay. And the reason I ask is because, Dexter, how could we do some deals together?
Yeah. For a friend.
Exactly. I'm asking for my friend.
I'm asking for a friend.
His name's
I mean, part of what,
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, I was saying that we were doing an event the week after you guys.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, we did our event, and it was phenomenal. We had about 60 people in the room. Victor was one of them. Victor Bishop, who asked the first question,
Yeah.
was one of them, man. And we really talked about all things we're talking about now on some level: how to find deals, how to fix and flip, you know, how to find lenders and all that, you know, mixture between hard money, traditional money. So we spent some time, and then we talked about taking the next steps, because after you go from inspiration, there has to be some sort of implementation.
Yes.
And so, you know, we're in a process of starting some sort of mentoring program right now. But just right now, it's been very sort of off the cuff, but, you know, really informal people that I know that say, hey, Dexter, I'm doing this. And, you know, because I have a love for real estate, I just like, I'll go look at anything. I'll go look.
Yep.
And then, you know, but what I found is that because my time is valuable, because like you said, I'm a senior pastor, and then I also do a lot of things around financial literacy. So I have a teaching stuff I do around that, and then also the real estate piece.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we found that, you know, we had to start charging people because it was just very time consuming. And so what I always believe is that when people pay, they pay attention. Because
Most definitely.
So a lot of times, if you do everything for free, people don't value it. And so, you know, as people start to reach out to us, that's what we've begun to do.
And you know what? I gotta say, I've actually come across that myself. You know, not for me as far as taking it from other people. It's me offering my consulting services for free to other people.
Right.
They say they take it in, and then they don't do it to all the way. I'll put it that way. They may take a little piece of it, but they don't do it all the way. And they're thinking, oh yeah, he doesn't really know, or he doesn't, if I can get close, then, like, you know, it's that story that I told you in the beginning, where wholesalers come to me and they ask me my opinion, and then they get it under contract for what I told them they can sell it for.
Right.
Okay. Well, you're going to have a hard time selling.
You're going to have a hard time doing that.
Okay. And I'm not saying you can't sell it, because there are people out there that do buy at higher rates. You know, I was specifically talking about the buyers that I use, you know, and the reason why I use those is because I talk with them. I see where they're buying, I see what they're doing, and I know the areas, you know, and kind of go from there. I know as a wholesaler, you have to know all the strategies.
Right.
Okay. You have to. Now, do you have to do every single strategy? No, but you have to know all the strategies so that you know the numbers, and you can market it towards that type of investor, you know? So I've been seeing that in my end, where I do offer free one-on-ones to people.
Right. Yeah, me too.
You know, I offer free one-on-ones, and anybody who wants to talk, you know, hit me up. My number is right here at the bottom, and as scrolling here is my number and email. If you want to ever JV with me. So where I make my money is if you want to JV with me on a deal, then we 50-50 JV. That's where my goal is. So I don't pretend to be some guru. I'm just giving you my experience. That's it. So you want to label me as a guru? I'm not. I would never do that.
And I think that's powerful, because I think one of the things, Randy, most people don't recognize is two things. Number one, they know more than they think they know.
Yes.
So you know more than you think you know. I know more than I think I know. But then also, we don't value our time. And so since we don't value our time, we don't put a price tag to that. One of the things you have to learn how to do is monetize everything. So very much like you, I talk to people all the time. I give advice. I'm not trying to get paid every time, but if I'm going to spend significant amounts of time with you, go to floor and decor with you, talk to contractors with you, and all of that, well, that's a different level of time commitment for me.
Correct.
And so, and I believe in I'm worth a certain amount of money, just like you are, and so that demands a check with that. You know what I mean? And so, that's just how I think, and I think that successful people, if you listen to them talk, that's how they think. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. So yeah, it's kind of like the way I've been going is there has been a kind of like a mentor here that I followed when I actually first JV'd with him on my first deal. His name's Todd Chun. Okay. Great guy, awesome guy. Basically, you bring him anything, he'll tell you the truth, what he thinks, and same type of thing that I'm doing. Awesome guy, and he will JV with anybody to do a deal and things like that. So I have mad respect for him because he is Detroit King. Like basically he wholesales, Detroit all the time. Like it's crazy. But yeah, so I give mad respects to Todd Chun. I be honest, he is like I consider him one of the first mentors that I've had. Right. So,
and then think about this, Randy. How much money have you made since you've been working with Todd? So for your first GV, your joint venture deal, and then the things that you've learned from watching him and just being in close proximity to him.
I've done quite a few deals, and that's the thing. Like I did my first 3 deals was with him.
Right.
Okay. Not just the first one. I did the first 3.
Okay.
And then obviously, like here and there in between every other deal. Like I'm in my 3rd year right now. Okay. And we've done plenty of deals together. I've also done deals with other wholesalers, plenty of other wholesalers, and so on and so forth. So where I shine is I go to almost every meetup. Every week I'm usually going to a meetup.
Okay. Right.
And sometimes 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3.
Right.
It all depends on the week. And I talk to the buyers. Okay. I'm not a virtual wholesaler who's just sitting here on the phone and trying to figure out, okay, great. Yeah. Acquisition is great, but you also have to talk with the buyers and see where they're buying, what they're doing. Right. And especially with the times with the higher interest rates as they went up. Correct. I got to see how they changed. Right. As they went, know. So, and I changed my strategy as we went as well.
You have to. You're always adjusting in this business,
So that actually brings me to a question real quick is how did the interest rates going up change your business as a fix and flipper?
It changed real estate just in general. With people trying to buy, I think for us as fix and flippers, it made us want to go faster. Yep. Because you want to hurry up and get things to the market because of really the interest rates. And so people are not able to afford as much house as they could, or people were afraid and they were withdrawing from real estate activity at all. So the biggest thing is that it sped up what we were trying to get done.
Most definitely. So we're at about 53 minutes here, and I could probably talk with you all day long, I'm gonna be honest. But I want to be respectful of your time too. Yeah. I used to just go on for like an hour and a half, to hour 45 minutes, So, but I'm learning as I go. Yes. That I can't really do that. I got to be respectful of everyone's time.
Well, see, Randy, what you do is you do part 1 and part 2. You say, hey, Dexter will be back at another time. Well, maybe we'll do something live when I come to Detroit.
Most definitely. Yeah. And you know what? I have done that. I have done that with other people, brought them back on the show. And the good thing is now I don't have to go about the origin story. I don't have to go
you
about
can just jump right in.
Just jump right in. And now we got an hour talking about just everything you're doing right now,
Exactly.
So So my last question is, how can anybody who's listening and anybody in my audience here help you moving forward? Because now I'm all about wanting to get, you came on here and you helped me and you help all of our audience. How can we help you?
Well, I told you, I'm coming to Detroit. I need somebody to tell me what's up out there, man. You know, and not only me, but also the people that I'm talking to. I'm like, hey, man, I'm thinking about going to invest in Detroit. And then we also met a guy from Cleveland out there at the Detroit thing too. You know, so those are the next two towns of that next two areas that we're looking in the Midwest. You know, but I really like guys like yourself. I like I said, my publicists there. So I think the biggest thing is, hey, you know, if people want to get in contact with me, you know, they can actually, you can put it in a note, but 857-302-0367 is my number. 857-302-0367. That's my phone number.
All right.
And then, you know, my email address is Dexter B at DominionREH.com. And then obviously, matter of fact, I'll send it to you, Randy, and just put it in the show notes, and so people can access it that way.
Most definitely. And I do have a link to your website.
Exactly. Yep. All that stuff.
All of that is in the description. So look down below to get to his website. You can get a hold of him and kind of go from there. With that being, you know, just let me know when you come, like give me a heads up and what you're looking for. Right. So I can try to find them as much as possible.
Well, the thing is, I don't know what I'm looking for out there. You know, if I'm in Massachusetts.
Well, I'm saying there's single family, multifamily, you know, things like that, like generalize, of course.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So
you know, I would love to just get a sense of what you know you guys would recommend. You know, as you said earlier, you know, you fix and flip for cash, but then, you know, the money's in the buy and holds, you know. So, okay, where do you buy and hold around here? You know, is sort of where my thinking is, you know, but obviously we can talk about that when I come out.
Most definitely. Now, I do want to hold, you know, obviously that meetup, you said you're going to come to that meetup that we're going to hold on July 20th. So that's going to be awesome. And, you know, with that being said, you know, how are all these events, you know, that you're doing, like, how are they affecting your business? Is it hyping up your business? Is it just taking a different branch?
It's both. It's part of what I won't say my give back, but it's part of my passion and my wife's passion to bring people together. It's the pastor in me, really. Yeah. Congregating people, you know, that's what we do.
Most definitely.
Yeah, you know, so that's sort of my background in any way. Yep. But I do think from a business standpoint, when it gives me a platform and a lot of opportunities come my way because of they see me as a trusted advisor or a trusted friend. And so, you know, I think I tell a lot of people, if you're not good at networking, bring the networking to you. Most definitely. So most definitely. But that's what this show is. Yep. You know, I mean, you're good at going out, but there are some people who are not. I'll say, okay, well, host a podcast, you know, get a Facebook group and get people together. You know, so there's just a lot of different ways to go about meeting people. You know, and I gotta say, we're at just about 4,400 people in our Facebook group right now. 4,400. That is a lot. A lot of people. And you started how long ago? I started a little bit over a year ago. Yeah, so that's about 4,400 people that you probably would not have met in a year. Yep. So that's the power of social media. I mean, I'm strong on LinkedIn. So I'm always on LinkedIn because I think that's, for me, that's where a lot of my audience is. And so I'm always posting 2 or 3 minute videos on financial success, real estate, how to think. And then, you know, to your point, I've just met a lot of people through LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook, you know. So I tell people, if you're not using social media on some level to build your brand and to build your business, I mean, you're making a big mistake. Most definitely. So with that, really appreciate you being on here, Dexter. I really, really do. I know my audience appreciates it. And, you know, I just want to say thank you for coming out here to Detroit. So to tell your stories, to share with everyone. And I can't wait to have you back, to be honest.
So
yeah, I'm looking forward
now,
to thank you for having me on.
Yeah, most definitely. Now we got to arrange something for me to go to Boston because I've never been to Boston.
Well, you've never been to Boston, and then
I've
next
never
year
been to
we're doing next April. I'm gonna talk about April 27, 2024. We're having our second event, so I want Detroit to come to Boston.
Most definitely. So I really appreciate it. It looks like Victor said thank you for both of us. Michael said great stuff. So, you know, we're doing it. We're doing it loud and proud, I guess. So
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thank you. We're going to do the outro right now, and I appreciate it. See you guys. Let's all do deals together. Heck yeah.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room.